RiverBender.com's coverage of today's game is brought to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Midwest Members Credit Union, the one place to go for all your banking needs. Liberty Bank, bank local, bank Liberty. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Calc Institute of Technology, your future, your success. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Claywell Asset Management, an independent firm. Lewis and Clark Community College, empowering people. Trust Family Auto Sales, now offering repair service across from the Bethalto Airport under the water tower. Eagle Home Improvement, providing guaranteed quality and superior service. Trigger Talent, concealed carry classes, advanced handgunning and private training, and all-season range.
To put their defense on the field against this tough Hillsboro offense first.
Roxana struggled on both ends of the football. Hillsboro will put the ball up in the air. Roxana has a grand total of 2 yards so far in passing.
And the Shells not going to kick it deep. They'll kick it to an up man at around the 35 and quickly on him, knocking him down at about the 37-yard line. So the Hilltoppers with decent field position, but the Shells not wanting a return there, kicking it to one of the up men.
It was Jordan Gregg, number 84, that took that, and he got popped immediately by 2 Shells, and that's where they'll start at the 37. So the Hilltoppers, good field position again. Look for them. They have a rather dynamic offense. Much of it revolves around end rounds, motion plays. You see quite a bit of motion here. Now they're going to spread 4 wide right off the bat.
Mitchell Reynolds, the quarterback, in the shotgun with receivers to his left and right. 4 receivers in the set as they spread it out here on first down from the 37-yard line, left hash mark. Reynolds looks it over, sends a man in motion, and they're going to fake it to him, and Reynolds will keep it up the middle. Gets good yardage on first down across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Looks like they'll move it back a yard to the 41, and that's where the Hilltoppers will have it on second down.
And you'll notice this, the Hilltoppers will go no huddle as they're about to go right now. They've got a shuttle system to get plays in, but it's very efficient. And this will keep Roxana on their toes as if they needed anything else to keep them on their toes.
Mitchell Reynolds under center this time with a full backfield behind him. Fakes it to the first man, drops the football, and quickly pouncing on it. It looks like one of the running backs. That was number 10, Gunnar Lentz, who jumped on it for Hillsboro.
Lentz with a quick play, sharp reaction to that. He saw that his quarterback never had the handle on the ball. That looks like they'll drop them back 1 yard on that.
First indications of a slick football, and looking over the field, some choppy mud spots. We've seen some receivers sliding a bit in the pregame warm-ups. And now Reynolds under center again with the full backfield behind him. Going to give it to the third man through, and what a defensive play by big number 40 for the Roxana Shells, Jordan Hawkins.
Gunnar Lentz had no chance on that play. He was swarmed under, and that was that. Pushed back, and so this will set up a 4th down, and I think we'll see our first punt of the game.
Jordan Hawkins, a big part of that playoff team from last year and stepping it up again this season for the Roxana Shells, a junior, and he makes a big stop there. So the Hilltoppers will punt it away. Mitchell Reynolds, keep in mind the punter, also the quarterback. And he gets a line drive punt off that rolls at about the 30 and continues to roll down over the 25-yard line and out of bounds. Looks like maybe the 24-yard line as they'll set it up here first and 10 for the Roxana Shells.
39 yards on that punt. Not a bad little thing. The Shells will have first down and 10. They'll have their first opportunity here. Important stop for the Shells to set the tone early here, and they did just that.
We'll see what the Shells elect to do on first down, but it's been mostly run for the Shells this season. Only 2 yards passing, and they've got 3 different running backs that they like to go to. Jordan Hawkins, Joey Johnson, and Wyatt Kirkpatrick, the senior. He has 12 carries. Joey Johnson with 15 carries, and Jordan Hawkins leading the way with 20 carries for 72 yards.
Hawkins is the mule. He's their workhorse.
Arnett under center, sends a man in motion, and they'll give it to him, and he'll have nowhere to go. Stacked up at the line of scrimmage, may have lost a yard. Now it looks like they'll mark it right just past the line of scrimmage, so second down and 9 coming up.
Gunnar coming in, number 10, from way out in the field to make that tackle. My goodness, he did a beeline in there. I would be surprised here if Hillsboro doesn't stack them up 8 in the box early on. There's absolutely no point in not doing that.
Like Michael Cherry on the carry that time, coming from the wingback position on the right side. And he'll line up there again. Arnett under center, looks over the defense. Wingbacks left and right. Single back directly behind him. He sends a man in motion and will give it to the big man right up the middle. That's Hawkins, and he pushes a couple of Hilltoppers back to pick up 2 or 3 yards up near the 30-yard line.
I think we'll give him 3 on that play. That'll set up a 3rd down, and now again, Shells have already proven that they haven't been able to go to the air. So how are they going to get this 3rd down and 4 taken care of?
All power running there by Jordan Hawkins, the big junior, as he was hit at the line of scrimmage, but kept those legs driving. It ends up picking up 2 or 3 yards to set up the Shells with a 3rd down and 4. And
Hilltoppers 8 in the box.
This could be a big lift for this Shells offense to get a 1st down early on. Arnett sends a man in motion, going to roll out right side and throw. Has a man in and out of his hands, incomplete. And Michael Cherry couldn't hold on to that pass. It was right at his number.
Cherry had it. It was right there. Couldn't have thrown it much better at him, but unfortunately, all for naught.
So that's going to bring up 4th down now for the Shells, and looks like they're going to line up in punt formation in their own end at the 30-yard line.
So both teams unable to get the move of the ball down for that 1st down, and we will see another punt here.
The punter waits on the snap, and the kick is away. A high punt. Return man going to call for a fair catch. Can't hang on to it, and the Shells will pounce on it down across the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 Shells in Hilltopper territory. That was the quarterback, Mitchell Reynolds, trying to field that fair catch, and he just couldn't hang on to it.
Reynolds couldn't do it, and Michael Cherry coming running out of nowhere to make that recovery. Well done, Shells. And they will now have the ball at the 43-yard line of the Hilltoppers. 1st and 10. Just a flat-out muff. Never had control of it.
How about the job by Michael Cherry after dropping the pass on 3rd down? Redeems himself by coming up with a big fumble recovery. And now the Shells will have it just shy of the 40-yard line. 1st down and 10.
Second time the ball's hit the turf for the Hilltoppers. 1st time they've lost it.
They'll give it to Hawkins, 1st man through, and he'll take tacklers with him across the 40-yard line down to about the 39. The Shells with a good gain on 1st down. Going to set it up 2nd down and short. 2nd and 5 for the Shells.
I look for Hillsboro to keep that 8-man box and to watch for them. They're going to stick with it. I think if the Shells are going to have to be successful, they're going to have to just push it, power forward. Old style Charlie H football from back in the early 80s.
Marcus Hartnett will bring his troops out to the line. Under center, wing back to his right side as a man split wide left. Hawkins behind him in the backfield. They'll give it to the 2nd man through, and he's stacked up at the line of scrimmage and pulls his way forward, but it looks like they'll probably mark it at the line of scrimmage. Number 32 on the carry, that time Wyatt Kirkpatrick, a senior.
Wyatt's one of their workhorses as well. You look for him. A lot of those second down handoffs is exactly what he'll be looking for. He's going to lose a yard on that play, and that's going to leave them with 3rd and about 6. So again, the elusive pass situation rears its ugly head again. Can Roxana complete a forward pass?
Ball just across the 40-yard line. They need to get to about the 34. Hartnett under center. He will turn and give it to Hawkins, 1st man through, and he'll pound his way up near the 1st down, but going to be shy at the 35-yard line.
Great effort by Hawkins as he powered his way across the line, but again, a call straight up the middle, that's not going to cut it. Now you're in no man's land. You're at the 35, 4th down and 2, and obviously they will go for it here.
Shells thinking 2-down territory here, and maybe 2 straight handoffs to the big guy, 6'3", 220-pound Jordan Hawkins, who's been very effective so far for the Shells.
If you're Hillsboro, you've got to spread out just a bit more on this one. You've got to guard against if they think that they can make a pass here. Shells have shown no inclination all season long to be able to do that.
And the quarterback going to keep it, and they may have the 1st down. He had a hole there. He got hit as he went through the hole. Almost surprised him, I think, that he had that much of an opening.
Marquette is going to be very close. I hate to say this, I think he's going to be just a bit shy. Let's see, they're going to call out for the chains for a measurement.
That was a long 1 yard to gain there for the Shells. They had it on the scoreboard as 4th and 1, but it was probably closer to 2 yards, and the officials want to take a timeout for measurement. We'll take a timeout too. We'll be back with more after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Trigger Talents course covers the mandated curriculums of Illinois and Florida. Our facility allows for a safe, professional, comfortable in any weather shooting environment. We utilize a variety of law enforcement targets to illustrate the best shot placement for stopping threats. Our advanced course, CCW Plus, is the only in the state to offer training from a real vehicle in road rage, carjacking, and parking lot scenarios. Over 1,400 people have trusted Trigger Talent to be their choice in concealed carry and advanced instruction. Shouldn't you also?
5-yard line looking out. So again, the Shells continue to advance, the first down of the game, and they have the ball now at the 33. It's silent for them to just keep trying to chug it up the middle.
First down at 10. Hawkins lining up directly behind Hartnett, the quarterback under center. Man split wide left. He's going to roll out right, throw it downfield, and in and out of the hands, into the defender's hands, but it looks like it'll be bobbled and out of bounds, and that was Mitchell Reynolds with the defensive play. It went off the Shells player's hand and then right into Reynolds' hands, but he had bobbled it going out of bounds, so incomplete, and the Shells catch a break there.
And the Shells also have a problem here. Their quarterback lost his helmet, so he's going to be out for a play. So they'll have to bring in a backup quarterback here for one play, and that's the rules in the IHSA.
Mason Nash will come in for the Shells now and run the O. 2nd down and 10. They'll have Hawkins directly behind him. We'll see if they give it to him this time, and they do, and he is hammered immediately. And the Hillsboro Hilltoppers were looking for that play. They knew Hawkins was going to get it. And a couple of guys busting through there, including number 42, Christian Hernandez, who made the initial hit, driving Hawkins backwards. And, man, he hit him right in the center of the body.
He drove him backwards. Alex Hilt comes in, number 41, smacked him back again, and that was all she wrote. That's going to be a loss of about 4 on that play.
Sets him up with 3rd down and 15. Shells will probably have to go to the air here. Hartnett brings his troops to the line.
Back in after having to sit out that one play for having his helmet knocked off.
Wing backs left and right. He'll send the right one in motion and hand it off to him. He's got some running room around the outside, but not enough. Couldn't get around the end. Picks up about 5 yards to about the original line of scrimmage, but that's going to bring up 4th down now for the Shell.
And what you saw in that, Dennis, is the field conditions here. The field is muddy. It's, gentlemen, replace your divots, if you will, if it were golf. And Cherry could not get outside. He picked up 4 on that, but again, it's going to be 4th down and 11. And this time the Shells, oddly enough, they're in no man's land again, but they will punt.
As the punter stands near the 45, and it's almost blocked. Gets off a wobbly punt that takes a big Shells roll down to the 10-yard line. And, boy, the Shells got away with one there again, as that punt was almost blocked.
That was absolute highway robbery that they did that. They got very, very lucky on that punt. And again, that was number 42 for Hillsboro coming in to try and make that play. Looked like he might have got a fingertip on it, not quite though. And Hillsboro will start in the shadow of their own end zone, 1st and 10 at the 10.
Just across the 10-yard line with 2:30 to go, first quarter. Mitchell Reynolds will start in the shotgun for the Hilltoppers. Running back to his right, and they'll run the option, a quick pitch. And the outside man works his way across the line of scrimmage, breaks a couple of tackles, and ends up getting near a 1st down. A good gain on 1st down up near the 20.
Jonathan McClaisland, listed as a wide receiver, but he had set up in the backfield. And he will move the ball forward, and he picked up sizable yardage on that. However, we have a flag down, and it's all for naught.
Looks like holding against the Hilltoppers in the backfield there.
With the back half the distance. Our first penalty of the night.
Flag laying around the original line of scrimmage. They'll back it up 5 yards.
And it's holding.
And that'll push them back to the 5-yard line. So things definitely going the Shells' way here early on. Mistakes by the Hilltoppers cost them a big gain on 1st down there, and it'll be 1st and 15 with 2:18 on the clock, first quarter action.
2 wideouts, and when I say wideouts, I mean way, way wide.
And Reynolds going to spin and pitch it outside. The Shells, though, spread out nicely, and this time they'll stop him with little or no gain, and that looked like Christian Hernandez with the football there.
Reynolds just able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's where we're at. It's going to put them down and back in a hole here. They're back at the 4-yard line, and they need some serious yardage.
Looks like he lost a yard on the play, so it'll set up 2nd down and 16. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Mitchell Reynolds looks over the defense, checks his wristband for the play, and takes his time at the line of scrimmage. Now under center, hands it off, fakes it to the first man. They try the pitch, and the ball loose on the ground, and it looks like Mitchell Reynolds got it back with some sloppy play again from the Hilltoppers.
That ball has got to be slick out there. This field is so wet, so damp, and it's affecting the handoffs as they go. We're going to call that a no-gainer on that. He's going to set up 3rd down, and I look for Hillsboro again. Hillsboro may just try to play it safe and try to punt themselves out of danger on 4th.
3rd down and 17 coming up for the Hilltoppers, and they tried to run that option outside, stuck it in the back of the fullback, and when he's pulling that ball out to go with the option, losing the handle a bit, not getting a good pitch off. Under a minute to play now, and they'll try the sweep to the left side. Running back gets through the hole, makes his way up to near the 10-yard line, but stopped by the Shells, and Alex Hild on the carry this time for the Hilltoppers as the clock will wind down now to about 35 seconds as the Hilltoppers get set probably to punt it away here at the end of the first quarter.
They're actually not in, here we go. They are in punt formation. I thought they weren't going to do that.
That would have threw me off on 4th and 12 this deep. Reynolds from his own end zone gets a line drive punt off that takes a roll for the Hilltoppers. Now for the Shells. It'll head back to the 35-yard line with 9 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. The Shells going to have outstanding field position again as they'll start 1st and 10 in Hilltopper territory. And they'll probably get one play off before this quarter comes to an end.
Only a 26-yard punt. That ball hit it right about the 41-42 and took a decided shell bounce back to the 35. Roxana will take it. And we wind the clock down now with just 9.3 seconds left from the snap of the ball. So far, not much in the way of offense. It won't take me long to get these stats done.
And mainly Jordan Hawkins for the Shells. Up the middle between the tackles has been most effective, having a tough time getting outside on this slick turf.
Still not a completed pass for either team.
Marcus Hartnett under center. Man split wide left, wingbacks left and right, left wingback in motion, going to take the handoff, turn it up the middle. He'll get a yard or two before he stopped trying to get to the 30-yard line. And that's going to bring up 2nd down, but a gain on 1st down for the Shells, and that'll bring the quarter to an end. With no score on the scoreboard, we move to quarter number 2 from Roxana. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Trust Family Auto Sales and Cycles focuses on providing you with the highest quality used vehicles in the Riverbend. Before hitting the lot, all cars are thoroughly inspected and serviced in our very own repair shop. We make sure your future vehicle will look like it just came off the assembly line. We have a massive selection of cars with price ranges to fit any budget, and our motorcycles look like they just came off the showroom floor. Trust can finance any credit situation and have you on the road in no time. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, van, SUV, hybrid, or motorcycle, Trust Family Auto Sales has you covered.
Back in Roxana, Dennis Laird alongside Dave Kibler, and I'd call that first quarter smash mouth football, Dave. That was all defense.
I would call that an awesome display of defense, and offense didn't get so much. 16 total yards rushing for the Shells, no yards passing for either team, and 0 net yards rushing for Hillsboro. That's right, Hillsboro 0 net yards rushing, 0 net yards passing, dead even.
They've got the blitz on, and the Shells get the handoff off, trying to get outside as Hawkins, I believe. Yeah, that's Hawkins, and he gets up to about the 25-yard line. Stop there, gain of a few, and it'll bring up 3rd down and short now for the Shells.
Hartnett read that blitz well. He saw it coming, and it was coming back from the safety and in toward the inside, so he was able to get that ball off. And Hawkins tried to get to the outside again. This field, so muddy, so tough to get any traction. He just couldn't get any traction going. He did pick up 3.
3rd down and 4 now for the Shells, in great field position at the 26-yard line. They'll probably try for 2 plays here to get that first down if they come up short on this one.
Certainly 2-down territory here. You're in no man's land again.
They'll send Hawkins in motion, and whistles blow as
Or
soon
they'll cost themselves 5 yards.
as the whistle blow, or as the ball is snapped, and it's delay a game against the Roxana Shells. Well, that's a little bit different now. You set up for 3rd down and 9, and still deep in Hilltop territory, and we'll see what the Shells elect to do here, if they're thinking 2 down still, or probably it depends on what this play gets them.
With no capacity to pass, I think you've got to try and call something like a reverse or maybe a double end round. Let's see something like that. But they are in tight here, just 1 man wide.
Split backs behind Hartnett. Motion up front of the defensive line of the
We've got
Hilltoppers.
encroachment on the Hilltoppers this time.
So there you go. Get it right back with a Hilltopper mistake, and we've seen a few of those tonight early on from the Hilltoppers.
2 penalties for 11 yards so far for them. They had that one that was holding, but that was only half the distance.
They've dropped the football a couple of times as well, and the Shells need to take advantage of these Hilltopper mistakes. 3rd down and 4 for Roxana. Hartnett climbs under center. Wingbacks left and right. Now Hawkins in motion from the left side. And Hartnett going to roll out right, try to get it to him. Does so in the flat, and he'll turn it upfield and up for the first down. And the Shells move deeper into Hilltop territory.
The Shells just tripled their total passing yards for the season with that one pass. That was pretty remarkable. That's going to be a pickup of about, let's see, down to the 20. So that's going to be about 8-9 yards. So yes, they more than tripled it. Remarkable.
1st down and 10 for the Shells as they move the football a little bit deeper into Hilltopper territory.
Hawkins is showing himself to be the man of the hour. He's doing everything, getting the ball, being able to receive, being able to run.
Lines up as the left wing back, and now they'll give it to the right wing back coming around, and he'll turn it upfield and get some positive yardage at his feet, churning underneath of him as he hit that wet turf, but able to get him under him enough to turn it upfield and pick up positive yardage on 1st down.
That's Cherry. This time he was able to gain about 3, and he'll have to sit out again. Another helmet flying off.
2nd down and 7 coming up for the Roxana Shells as they move across the 20-yard line down to about the 18.
Shells are able to march here, but they're not able to. They're going to need something here. They need a more explosive play than that. I'm glad they've got able to actually get a pass completed. That's something. That's almost remarkable in and of itself this season. But the Shells are looking here. They're going to need some extra yards here. They 3 yards to cloud of dust won't cut it.
Man in motion, the wing back to the left side. They'll hand it to the single back behind Hartnett, and he'll pound his way across the left side to pick up a couple. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
2 yards, as I said, 2 yards isn't going to cut it. Hartnett's looking and getting the play in, and hopefully it's something that they can execute and move the ball over. The Hilltoppers have not shown a propensity to break yet, but they are bending quite a bit here on defense. Good. If you like defensive struggles, you'll love this game.
Wyatt Kirkpatrick on that last carry picks up a couple, and it'll set up 3rd down and 4. He lines up directly behind the center, and they send Hawkins in motion, going to hit him in the flat again, and it looked like he pulled it in as he was tackled near the 1st down marker.
It's going to be just shy. Looks to be about a half a yard short.
And we'll see what the Shells do here on 4th down. More than likely they'll go for it, and we'll see if they line the big man back up in the backfield. Although the last time they tried to pull that, the Hilltoppers all over Jordan Hawkins, and since then we've seen him move Hawkins now out to that wingback position.
If I were the Shells right now, I would take a timeout on offense and strategize this. This is the time you need to get into the end zone.
From the 15-yard line, 4th down and 1. Kirkpatrick lines up directly behind the quarterback. Man in motion, the wingback from right to left, and it looked like they were trying to draw him offside, and
They did just that.
Call that timeout that you said they probably.
No, they just got it.
Oh, they did
5
draw
yards.
him
They did draw him offside. So Hilltoppers cost the Hilltoppers 5, and that'll move the Shells right down into, I believe, a goal to go here. Appears to be, yes.
Shells getting over there on that far side of the field where my balls don't reach like they used to.
Yours and mine both, kiddo. Yours and mine both.
But now the Shells with another break on a Hilltopper mistake. They get the first down and set themselves up 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Shells threatening here.
Now's the time to go into round here and finish this off.
And they'll turn and hand it to the second man through. He'll turn it up the middle and fight his way down to near the goal line inside the 5.
That's Hawkins. He barreled his way straight ahead. Hilltoppers needed 2 tackles on that play.
They had lined Kirkpatrick that time as a single back. Hawkins coming from the right wing back position. But he kind of dropped back a step or two and took the handoff more as in an I formation by the time he actually got the football.
2nd down and 3. This might be the time to just do smash mouth, as you said, Dennis, and just barrel it in, forward, forward, forward. 3 plays if needed.
Oh, bad snap, but Hartnett able to handle the snap, but not get the handoff off as he was tackled immediately. It looked like the miscommunication between the center and quarterback there.
I'm not really certain who in the line. The O-line jumped on the ball, and thank goodness they did for the Shells, but that's going to cost them a couple of yards, it looks like, so that's going to push them back to about the 5 on that. Hartnett never had control of the snap, and again, the wet field plays into it.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure if the center was on the right call there, as far as it seemed like he snapped it sooner than Hartnett was expecting it there, and it cost him a couple of yards. Too fired up that time. There's the pitch. Hawkins trying to get outside. He loses the football as he barrels into the end zone. And a touchdown for the Roxana Shells, Jordan Hawkins.
Hawkins was clearly over the end line, and yet no signal from the back judge. I hate that when the back judge won't make that decisive call, but sure enough, the umpire was there to make the call, and he's in for 6.
The Shells with their home opener now leading 6-0 with 6:51 on the clock here in the 2nd quarter. 3-yard run from Jordan Hawkins puts them on the board.
Jordan Hawkins impressive so far, 11 carries already, and we'll go for 2 here.
Shells line up. Kirkpatrick directly behind center. They send Hawkins in motion, rolling out Hartnett looking for the end zone. They throw. Did he get in?
No, he didn't. Not complete.
Stop just shy of the goal line, and that will leave the score at 6-0 in favor of the Roxana Shells. We'll be back after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Roper's Regal Beagle, located on Godfrey Road, is the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Open Sunday through Thursday till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturdays till 3 a.m. At Roper's Regal Beagle, you will enjoy some of the area's best pizza from their wood-fired pizza oven. There's also a full kitchen offering a huge variety, as well as a soup and salad bar. Sports fans, Roper's Regal Beagle is the place to watch the game. 27 TVs, NFL ticket, Big Ten, Pac-12, and streaming local high school sports.
Charlie Rage Field, Dennis Laird alongside Dave Kibler, and the Shells on the board with a lead, 6-0 here in the 2nd quarter.
Smash it forward, rah, rah, rah. That's exactly what the Shells have done. 33 yards. Jordan Hawkins, clearly your star of the game so far.
Here's the kick from the Shells, trying to angle it toward the sidelines again, this time fielded at the 25, and there's a seam. He's trying to get outside at the 40, and that's where he'll be wrapped up, but there was a seam there for a minute. Luckily, the Shells closed it down just in time.
Anthony Donaldson on that, one of the up men. Again, a rather short kick, sets up great field position at the 42-yard line for the Hilltoppers.
Gunnar Lentz on the return for the Hillsboro Hilltoppers. They'll set it up on the right hash mark just across the 40-yard line. 1st down and 10. 42-yard line, what the scoreboard says. And it looks like we have a timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2 with 6:37 on the clock. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Trust Family Auto Sales and Cycles focuses on providing you with the highest quality used vehicles in the Riverbend. Before hitting the lot, all cars are thoroughly inspected and serviced in our very own repair shop. We make sure your future vehicle will look like it just came off the assembly line. We have a massive selection of cars with price ranges to fit any budget, and our motorcycles look like they just came off the showroom floor. Trust can finance any credit situation and have you on the road in no time. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, van, SUV, hybrid, or motorcycle, Trust Family Auto Sales has you covered.
Nothing. They kick it off to the Hilltoppers, who start with decent field position. Their best of the night at the 42, their own 42-yard line, 1st and 10.
Shells are far too spread out here. They need 8 in the box, and they don't have it.
It looks like they're going to throw, and Reynolds has a man in the flat. He'll turn it upfield, headed down the sidelines at the 40. Going to be knocked out of bounds, but a big pass play there for the Hilltoppers as they move into shell territory.
And that appears to be, I've got down here Josh Jackson. I'm not sure if I've got the right number on that or not, but a huge play. That's going to move the chains 21 yards on that passing play.
Reynolds going right to the air that time, and wide open about 10 yards downfield in the flat was the receiver, and he ends up picking up about 10 more after the catch, and a big gain on 1st down as they move into shell territory down to the 37, and there's some flashes off in the sky.
As we mentioned about this earlier, the Hillsboro Hilltoppers will not be afraid to go to the air.
First man through this time and stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Not much there as he gets to the 35-yard line. A gain of 1. Going to bring up 2nd down.
Look to be Reynolds and a host of shells on top of him, and you're right. We've got flashes in the sky. Hopefully they will stay to the south here as Hillsboro works north to south toward the southern end zone towards the refinery.
5:50 on the clock, left in the half. The Hilltoppers, Reynolds will hand it off to the first man through, and he picks up good yardage across the right side, but not enough for the 1st down. Going to set up 3rd down and short.
That's going to be James Perry with that carry. He'll move ahead. Or actually, that's not James Perry. That's going to be Gunnar Lentz, I should say.
The lights off in the booth. Getting harder to see in here. As the quarterback for the Hilltoppers, Mitchell Reynolds under center, going to hand it on a counter play over the left side, and good running room, enough for the 1st down to the 25-yard line for the Hilltoppers.
Lentz again, he's become their workhorse here in the 2nd quarter. That'll advance them, and they are poised now to score here as they're down to the 25. Plenty of time left for them to achieve the equalizer and then some.
Reynolds will climb under center again. Looks like an I formation behind him. And a handoff over the left side. Hit at the line of scrimmage. Still on his feet, but not going to get much further. As he picks up 2 or 3. Once he was hit, he didn't move much so.
Looks like we had Michael Titch. Michael Titch was in there, and some other shells were in there on the play. Again, multiple shells in on that. Reynolds did not get far.
Under center, Reynolds again. 2nd down and 6. Counter play to the right side and a couple of yards, and now it looks like rugby out there.
And he went for a scrum, gentlemen. Yes, they shove that line forward.
And ends up picking up a couple extra yards there once they form the scrum.
And they'll advance the chains yet again. That's going to be look to be Lentz on that carry. So we're going to move the chains again. That's going to put them down at the 16-yard line. 1st and 10, and they're barreling forward.
Coming up on the 4-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. Reynolds under center, 3 backs behind him this time, and he'll run into the fullback and hand it off to him, and he'll go side to side instead of forward and gain about 1.5 yards, maybe 2.
Hilt looked like he was supposed to go in motion. He did not, and ran right smack dab into Reynolds, and that was all she wrote, is Reynolds had no option but to hand it to him.
Able, though, to pick up 3 finally before he's brought down. Hilltoppers with some momentum going here. 2nd down and 7 from the 13. And they'll hand it off. 3rd man through it. He'll break free and then stacked up and finally dropped, and that's Lentz again.
Powerful running over here to the near side as he will barrel ahead for 5, set up a 3rd and 2.
140-pounder there, running like 240 pounds.
It's all muscle on that kid, all muscle indeed. And we've got a timeout.
Timeout on the field, 3:15 to go in the half. 6-0 in favor of the Shells, with the Hilltoppers driving. We'll be back after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
At Midwest Members Credit Union, you are important.
We work hard to ensure you have the best banking experience possible. Whether you are inquiring about opening a savings account or wanting to learn more about a loan, our professionals are here to help you with any questions, and we will walk you through every step of the process. Since opening our doors in 1935, we've never forgotten that our members are our most important asset, which is why we continue to excel.
For all your banking needs, Midwest Members is the one place to go.
Highland as well, all due to lightning.
Reynolds under center. Wishbone behind him. Lentz going to get it, and Lentz going to get hammered and dropped as he gets into the hole there.
They telegraphed that play completely by setting up in the bone. Nowhere to go and nowhere to hide, and no gain on that.
Looked like Seth Mormino, the linebacker, with a big stick in the hole there. 2:53 as the clock continues to roll. Now 4th down and 2 coming up for the Hilltoppers, and we'll see if this Roxana defense can come up big again.
And no motion for a field goal. This is going to be straightforward, smash mouth, in your face. Can you stop a Shells football?
Wishbone again, and they'll hand it off. Right side, pounding his way and losing the football as he goes across the line of scrimmage, but he's in. Touchdown, Hilltoppers on an 8-yard run over the right side.
And that was Lentz again. He barrels ahead and he scores that touchdown.
5'8", 140-pounder, and he was hit at about the 5 and took the tackler with him into the end zone, losing the football, but not before he had crossed the goal line. And now a 6-6 tie here in Roxana with 2:30 to go as the Hilltoppers set up for the extra point attempt. Kick down and on the way, it is good, and 7-0 now in favor of the Hilltoppers. An 8-yard run puts them out in front of the Shells with 2:30 to go before halftime. We'll be back after this. You're listening to 1570 Big Z Radio Sports.
I'll grab the birthday cake, you bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
Roxana, Dennis Laird alongside Dave Kibler. And now the Hilltoppers out in front 7-6 over the Roxana Shells. An 8-yard run by Lentz.
Gunnar Lentz, the story of that drive, he's now up to 27 yards in the game. Nobody's shown a whole lot of offense yet, but the Hillsboro Hilltoppers have that 1-point advantage, and it looks like they just kicked the ball out of bounds.
At about the 30-yard line, so the Shells going to have some decent field position again.
Shells will have the ball. They'll move that ball out from the 30. More lightning flashes.
Looks like they're going to have them re-kick it. Back to the 35-yard line now, where they'll kick it off again.
Cost them 5 more yards. That's their 4th penalty, 21 yards. Tonight, Shells only 1 penalty for 5 yards. That one false start as they were driving towards their only score of the game.
Down to 2:28 left in the half.
Quite a defensive struggle. Boy, this is not at all, I think, what we expected. We expected Hillsboro to come out firing on all cylinders, and they have not. We expected the Shells to be a little bit better than they were. They are, but quite frankly, not a ton better. So, again, a defensive struggle. At least it's a close game. And as I mentioned, because of the lightning situation in many places, we're one of the few games that's going on right at the moment.
You can see lightning off to the south, but nothing affecting us right now. And here's a line drive kick that I think surprised the return man. It got to him so quickly, and he just takes a knee at the 45, but good field position there.
That's James Perry, and you know what? That's a smart move on Perry's part, because what it does is it sets up the team, doesn't risk a fumble, doesn't risk any kind of a play, doesn't risk any kind of an injury, gives them good field position here at the 45. They can drive this. They've got 2:24 left in the half, and if you ever hear me when I'm looking at the clock, I've got to bend way forward to see it. So if you folks hear me on that, that's what you're hearing, is me bending over, and you're hearing a fat old man doing that.
I guess you could call that kickoff a hang with them there. That was a line drive kickoff right to
kind of a knuckler.
And now here's Hartnett under center, and he'll hand it off as kind of a draw there as he was rolling out right, and Hawkins stayed in place to take the handoff and then worked his way back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
far not much here. Again, no gains of yardage, not much, just not a lot of offense in this game at all. It's been a very good, solid defensive struggle, almost a textbook defensive game. But again, the Shells, they need to get something going here. Obviously, they don't want to have to punt it away and risk Hillsboro having the ball again in the half.
Hartnett under center, wing back in motion. Hartnett going to throw, has a man in the flat, completes it, and
that ball's loose.
Works his way towards the midfield stripe, but it looked like he pounced back on it there as he went to the ground.
He did indeed. That's 2 fumbles now for Roxana, and neither one have been lost.
Takes it down to 125. 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Shells, and keep in mind that they kicked off to start this game. So that means they'll receive to start the second half.
That move's looking smarter by the minute.
Down to 1:10. So they may be careful here. Not do anything too fancy with a minute to go before halftime. Send a man in motion. And Hartnett looks like he's going to roll out and try to throw, and he is going to be dropped and end up with a big patch of mud on his face mask.
That looked like to be Liam Dugan came in for the Hilltoppers, and he smacked him down hard. And Hillsboro very adroitly calls their timeout here. They'll know they'll get the ball back here, and they'll probably get it in good field position.
44 seconds ago, a big loss on the attempted pass play on 3rd down pushes the Shells all the way back to the 40-yard line. That's why they'll be set to punt it away following the timeout. We'll take 1-2. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Trigger Talent's course covers the mandated curriculums of Illinois and Florida. Our facility allows for a safe, professional, comfortable, in any weather shooting environment. We utilize a variety of law enforcement targets to illustrate the best shot placement for stopping threats. Our advanced course, CCW Plus, is the only in the state to offer training from a real vehicle in road rage, carjacking, and parking lot scenarios. Over 1,400 people have trusted Trigger Talent to be their choice in concealed carry and advanced instruction. Shouldn't you also?
Alongside Dave Kibler, 49 seconds. They just put 5 seconds back on the clock, so 49 seconds to go before halftime as the Shells set up in punt formation here. 4th down and 15. The ball at the 40-yard line of the Shells. Punter stands just inside the 30. Waits on the snap and will get this punt away, and it's a decent punt. Drives the return man back a yard or two, and he'll field it. Finds a seam, gets a block. Runs around one tackler, now cutting back toward the middle of the field. Flags flying as he's across the 50.
This is all
to the 40.
Back.
And now the 30-yard line breaks another tackle, another flag on the field, and Reynolds will take it all the way, but he's going to be disappointed with his celebration in the end zone, I believe, because there's laundry everywhere out there on the field.
And that's coming back. I'm pretty certain we're either going to have a block in the back or a clip. Same end result. Boy, we got lightning here.
26 seconds now on the clock, but Reynolds disappointed as he walks toward the sidelines. Is this one coming back?
All heat lightning in the distance to the south, and hopefully it'll stay there. Hold it. And an illegal block. Take your pick. So that'll bring it back. The flag is picked up from the 43. They'll march off 15 here. Pick up the extra flags as they go. And no chance. They're going to march off a total of 20 yards on that. So they'll bring it all the way back down to the 25-yard line.
Another break for the Roxana Shells. They've got a few in this first half, but still trail by 1 to the Hilltoppers, 7-6.
And what a costly break that was, as Reynolds was on fire in that. He broke 4 tackles on his way toward the end zone, all for naught.
26.4 seconds on the clock. Timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to tomlaneagency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Shotgun. Spread out on the field. Receivers left and right, and a bad snap. Reynolds down on it. Deep behind the line of scrimmage, so a big loss there on first down.
They were trying a direct snap to the wide receiver, an unusual motion formation. He was kind of going in a spiraling arc back there, and it was just a complete snafu. That's going to cost them quite a bit of yardage.
And they may just let the clock run out now. They will, and that'll take us to halftime with the Hillsboro Hilltoppers leading the Roxana Shells 7-6. We'll be back with halftime after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Roper's Regal Beagle, located on Godfrey Road, is the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Open Sunday through Thursday till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturdays till 3 a.m. At Roper's Regal Beagle, you will enjoy some of the area's best pizza from their wood-fired pizza oven. There's also a full kitchen offering a huge variety, as well as a soup and salad bar. Sports fans, Roper's Regal Beagle is the place to watch the game. 27 TVs, NFL ticket, Big Ten, Pac-12, and streaming local high school sports.
He'll work his way out to the 25 where he's taken down. The Shells start again with decent field position at the 25. First down at 10 as the second half is underway, and the sky is looking good as far as the lightning part of the sky. We do expect some rain to move in here pretty soon.
Rain's not a terrible four-letter word. Lightning, yes, a terrible four-letter word. Jacob Heffley, number 32 on that play for the Hilltoppers. He came barreling in and made a good play, and that's where Roxana will start from their own 25-yard line. Long way to go.
Kirkpatrick behind the center, or the quarterback Hartnett. He'll send Hawkins in motion and hand it off to him. He finds a seam, turns it upfield, and picks up a couple, running more side to side than up the field, but ends up picking up 2 or 3 eventually, and that'll set up second down.
Hawkins probably ran about 20 yards to gain 2, and that's a shame. He had a nice seam carved out for him by the O-line, but again, that safeties, again, they zoomed in fast. They had 8 in the box, and they were ready for it.
Second down and 7 for the Shells as they come to the line of scrimmage and send a man split way out to the right side. Wingbacks left and right as Hartnett under center with Kirkpatrick behind him. Drops back, fires it out in the flat to that wide receiver. The catch made, but no running room after the catch, and that's going to bring up third down.
Absolutely no surprise to that play. James Perry way out wide, about positioning himself, would you say around Hartford, I think?
Roughly, yeah.
Roughly at Hartford, and again, it did not amount to anything as the defense read that completely.
And it'll set up third down and 7 now for the Roxana Shells from the 28-yard line.
That's Gunnar Lentz playing both sides of the ball. Gunnar had him in his sights, and he took him down.
And Hartnett under center. Looks like Hawkins behind him this time. Wingbacks left and right. Man split wide right. Hartnett sends a man in motion, the left wingback. And the handoff going to go to him, and he's going to be stacked up and dropped for a big loss back past the original line of scrimmage. It's going to set up fourth down and long.
Boy, just having their troubles here moving the ball at all to start the second half. Not the way the Shells wanted to do it. And now they're in a punting situation.
Clock rolls down under 10 minutes here in the third quarter as the Shells get set to punt it away. And Lentz, one of the return men, back near the 45-yard line.
Gunner's clearly got the best speed of anybody out here on this field tonight.
Mitchell Reynolds, the other return man, returned a kick that was called back in the first half.
There was an awful lot of motion on that play. It's a wonder the Shells didn't get flagged.
And it takes a Hillsboro bounce at the 50-yard line and then back to about the 45, and that's where the Hilltoppers will take over in Roxana territory. 1st and 10, and a 1-point lead here as we approach the 9-minute mark of quarter number 3.
27 yards on that kick, no return, of course. Hillsboro's take that. If they can start at the Roxana 45, they'll probably take that all night and twice on Sunday.
Shells need to get the momentum back on their side after the Hilltoppers put it in late in the half. Man in motion, and it's Lentz who takes the handoff and is hit at the line of scrimmage. No gain on 1st down.
Gunner was gunned down on that play. Rapid motion by the defensive line. Well done on that play. A nice tackle by number 71 for the Shells.
2nd down and 10 now for the Hilltoppers.
That's Ryan Harris. A great play by the nose guard.
Man split wide left. They send Lentz in motion. They'll hand it off to him again, trying to get around the end, and nowhere to go as he stopped again. Maybe got a yard that time, and it looked like the player making the tackle was able to fight off his defender and from his knees grab a hold of that jersey as Lentz was going by.
That was Harris again. He was right there in the same play. Again, great job, great defense. If at first you don't succeed, guess what? 2nd down ain't going to help you. So here we go, 3rd down now. Hillsboro looks completely discombobulated here, and they're going to have to burn a timeout.
Harris, one of the...
No, they're going to go... They're running out of time on the play clock here.
Harris, one of the leaders on the Shells defense and tackles coming into this one, and he comes up big 2 times in a row here. Here's a handoff over the right side, and power football there as they pound their way down to the 40-yard line, but going to be shy of the 1st down. It'll bring up 4th down.
Trying to bring Hild in on that one to try and barrel forward, and not so much at all. We'll give him credit for 3 on that, and again, 4th down. Now, 40-yard line. Is this go for it territory for the Hilltoppers? We're about to find out. That's a good 5 yards, good 4.5 to 5 yards, and it looks like, yep, we're going to go for it.
Keep in mind that Mitchell Reynolds also a punter at quarterback, so at any moment
could be
he
quick kick situation.
Yeah. He'll drop straight back, though, looking downfield, going to let it fly down the sideline, has 2 defenders down there, and they'll knock it away from Lentz. That ball hung up way too long, and the Shells able to run under it and knock it away.
Well, that's actually a good play that the Shells knocked it away and didn't catch it, because in essence, that would have been a punt had they intercepted the ball. Instead, we're going to bring it back, and I'm not certain if we've got flags in the play or not.
Looks like they've got the
nope,
down marker set up and the chain stretch. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. 7:22 on the clock. 3rd quarter action is the Shells with their 2nd possession of the 2nd half, and not much going in the 1st possession. They'd like to turn things around here.
Certainly better field position starting at their own 40 instead of their own 20.
Hartnett under center sends a man in motion and flags fly.
Ball start.
Number 45 for the Shells, a man in motion. That's Chase Nacello. Not sure if he was the one called.
I think the line jerked forward just a smidge. That was enough. Nacello seemed to be okay, and that's only the 2nd penalty for the Shells all game. They've just got 2 penalties for 10 yards, 6 penalties for the Hilltoppers for 41 yards. That'll drive the Shells back to the 35, and again sets them up in a situation where they haven't been able to complete any pass of any distance. They may be faced again with that situation if they get to a 3rd down here.
They send Kirkpatrick out in the slot with a
3 wide
receiver split wide right, a wing back there as well. And they'll try to pitch it. It's behind Hawkins, and the Hilltoppers will pick it up and run with it. Headed toward the end zone. A touchdown for the Hilltoppers as they pick up the missed pitch. It was thrown behind Jordan Hawkins. He fell to the ground, couldn't get on it as he tried to stop his momentum, and about 4 Hilltoppers there, and looked like number 63 picking that one up.
Dylan Hartman, a senior, 6-footer, 245. A lot of muscle and a lot of rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling into the end zone for that one, and that will prove to be a deeply costly fumble for the Shells.
Well, the way things have been going all night with the ball bouncing around on the ground several times, you knew something like that was bound to happen. Then it's in favor of the Hilltoppers as they set up for the extra point, and here's the kick on the way, and it's good, and it's now 14-6. in favor of the Hilltoppers with 7:12 left to go in the third quarter. We'll take a break and be back after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
What brand of vehicle do you drive? Ford, Chevy, Chrysler, GMC, Buick, Toyota? No matter what brand of vehicle you drive, Quick Lane at Roberts Motors can take care of your maintenance needs. And you don't need an appointment here, just drive on in. Need tires? No need to shop around. We have the lowest tire prices around, guaranteed. Stop in today and see why life truly is better in the Quick Lane. Or see us online at RiverBender.com.
Favor of the Hilltoppers.
Costly fumble by Hartnett, the quarterback. And now that makes it an 8-point lead.
And here's a deep kick that's picked up near the goal line and now returned. And not much there on the return, not getting back to the 20-yard line. And that's where the Shells will take over 1st and 10. It looked like Michael Cherry on the return for the Roxana Shells.
It was indeed. Cherry's going to get it back. The Shells will start now at their own, look to be about their own 15, 16-yard line, about their 16-yard line, it appears. They've got a long field in front of them, and they are down not just a touchdown now, but a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, something they were unable to accomplish earlier in the game.
Jordan Gregg, the kicker for the Hilltoppers, with a booming kickoff there that sent the return man Cherry back near the goal line. He had to reach up for it, lost it. It went to the ground. He picked it up and ends up getting back to the 17 where it's 1st and 10. And around the end comes Cherry, and he will pick up some positive yardage. Looks like he's going to have a first down as he's up near the 30.
Actually, I think he's going to be down here about the 25-yard line. Yep. So that's going to bring up a second down, but a nice pickup. Still about 6 yards on that for Cherry. Well done. That's his longest run of the night. He's had 3 carries for 11 yards so far this evening.
Wasn't exactly sure as he moved out of bounds there where they'd mark it.
Well, one of the problems here in Roxana, and it has plagued them for years, is the bank of lights over on the far side of the field does not illuminate this end of the end zone very well at all.
2nd and 7. They hand it off over the left side, and a stack of white jerseys there that bring down the running back for a gain of a few.
Hawkins just barreling forward, surging ahead, not much there. And he is slow to get up.
He's been the workhorse in the first half for the Roxana Shells. 3rd down and short, though, coming up for Roxana. Looks like a long one.
We'll give him 3 on that for the pickup. So 3rd and 1. This is just going to be barrel it ahead. Come on, Hilltoppers, stop us. Bet you can't.
Hartnett under center. Cherry in motion. And the handoff goes to him. He gets around the end this time and headed down the sidelines. At the 50, he's going to be pushed out of bounds near the 40-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle by Mitchell Reynolds. And there's some speed from Cherry as he finally got the feet under him and was able to get around the end.
Kicked in the afterburners, and he took the highway to the danger zone all the way down to the 37. That's a pickup of 28 yards on that.
And that's what the Shells needed, something to put some spark in this offense. And
that is the biggest play of the night for the Shells by far. And now they march toward the end zone.
Get that confidence built up a little more and the momentum back on their side here, down 14-6. 5:26 on the clock, 3rd quarter. Hartnett under center. Wing back in motion to the right side. The handoff goes right up the middle. I believe that's Kirkpatrick going to pound his way forward across the 35, and he'll gain about 5 on the play.
A solid run. Again, credit the O-line of Roxana for opening that hole up for that 5 yards. Every yard gain tonight has been tough. It's just a push forward on that. The only example there was Cherry with that 28-yard carry. Everything else has been straight up the gut.
They'll mark it as a 4-yard gain, setting up 2nd down and 6. The 4:50 mark of the 3rd quarter. Hartnett under center, wing back left and right, single back behind him, wing back in motion, and the handoff to the back directly behind Hartnett for no gain, maybe a yard at the most. And that's big number 40 getting up under the pile again. Jordan Hawkins, and getting up slower and slower each time.
That's a workhorse. That's the 16th carry to the evening, and he's got to be wearing himself down. 16 carries, none of them longer than 5 yards. So that shows you that's a bull in a china shop right there, barreling forward with every attempt.
And Jordan Hawkins playing both ways, playing defense as well. And
comes with the territory with declining enrollment.
Under center, Hartnett will hand it off right side. There's a hole and a first down for the Shells over the right side. And that's Hawkins again, and maybe a little decoy because he had some spring in his step that time.
Absolutely. That's the Hawkins that we want to see, and that's when he barrels forward to the 24. That's a 13-yard pickup, easily his biggest pickup of the game. And now the Shells again down to the 24, and we've got a timeout on the field, it looks like.
Timeout on the field. Official timeout. I'm going to talk things over here for a moment.
Going to call a conference. Attempt to solve the budget crisis.
Both teams still out on the field, so this definitely looks like an official timeout.
It is. I think we might have an equipment malfunction, perhaps. Let's see if that's what it is. Nope. Getting everything reset here.
3:59 on the clock. Third quarter action, 14-6 in favor of the Hilltoppers.
A lot of runs up the middle. This game's going fast.
Shells driving the football down to the 23 now, 1st and 10. Receiver split wide right. Wingbacks left and right side. Hartnett under center sends the left side. Wingback Cherry in motion and hands it off to him. He'll turn it up the field and has some running room, and he's down near the 10-yard line.
Cherry again showing a great burst of speed there. Now look where it looks like his forward progress may even be to the 9.
Enough for the first down as they'll move the chains. And
they'll mark it at the 12 actually, but that's still enough.
That will set them up 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. And the Shells, Cherry with a couple big runs here.
He's got a 28-yarder and a 12-yarder in succession
on this drive. 3:19 and ticking on the clock. The Shells come to the line. Third quarter action.
Cherry, your leading rusher right now at 51 yards. He's only had 5 carries compared to Hawkins with 17.
He's the right wing back, and they'll give it to Hawkins this time, and Hawkins will take some tacklers with him inside the 10-yard line down near the 5.
Get away from me, he screams and chants as he shouts and blasts his way forward.
Big junior Jordan Hawkins continues to work hard for the Roxana Shells.
Call it a gain of 6, they're saying, but that's good enough.
2nd down and 4. And you see some hands on the hips of that Hillsboro defense.
They're gassed. This humidity's getting to them, as I knew it would here later in the game, getting both teams.
Hartnett sends Cherry in motion. He'll get the handoff, trying to get around the end, outrunning the defender to the corner, and in the end zone, touchdown!
How about Cherry? Just kicks in the afterburners, shoots toward that corner of the end zone, and in he goes. Now, an all-important 2-point conversion attempt awaits.
7-yard gain for Cherry on the touchdown to make it 14-12, the 2:21 mark.
Well, this is going to be a vital 2-point conversion. This would tie us up here if they can get it in. Again, more heat lightning in the distance.
Shells come to the line of scrimmage down by 2 for the extra point. They'll send a receiver split wide right. Hartnett under center, single back behind him. And they will pitch it and try to get around the end, but it doesn't look like they're going to get into the end zone. They're going to be stopped just shy. And the score will remain 14-12 at the 2:21 mark here in the third quarter. We'll be back after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
At Midwest Members Credit Union, you are important.
We work hard to ensure you have the best banking experience possible. Whether you are inquiring about opening a savings account or wanting to learn more about a loan, our professionals are here to help you with any questions, and we will walk you through every step of the process. Since opening our doors in 1935, we've never forgotten that our members are our most important asset, which is why we continue to excel.
For all your banking needs, Midwest Members is the one place to go.
The 12 yards passing for the Shells, but Jordan Hawkins and Cherry have combined together for 53 plus 51, 104 yards rushing. And that's the difference. That's what's kept the Shells in this match, but still down by that missed extra points.
Short kick again.
Fair catch called for a wise move.
They've done that all night long, just kind of kicking it toward the sidelines, about 20 yards down the field. And that one fielded by Jordan Gregg, the big tight end. And right at the 40-yard line with a fair catch. They'll mark it at the 39.
Smart thinking. So many high school kids don't realize that you can fair catch a kickoff. He realized it. He made the fair catch. And Hillsboro will start in decent field position again at the 39. Kicking game is bedeviling the Shells this evening.
See if the Shell defense can stiffen up a bit and stop the Hilltoppers and give them a chance to climb back into the lead.
Shells need a stop here, bring out that tired defense for the Hilltoppers again, and that would give Roxana a chance to get back into the lead.
2:18 to go, third quarter. Hilltoppers with a full backfield behind the quarterback, Mitchell Reynolds. Handoff over the right side and pushing their way forward for a gain of 2 or 3 on first down.
Yeah, it's a new player into the game for them. Dylan Civite has joined the ranks of the backfield. They're looking to add in some people, obviously, to compensate for the fact that their players have got to be gassed.
Civite doing mostly blocking as a running back tonight, his first carry.
3 in the backfield again.
Full eye behind the quarterback, who gives it to the second man through, and he'll pound his way forward. Another carry.
That's Civite again. He'll pick up again and gain of about, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, except there's no dust out there. It's too muddy. So it'll bring up about 4 yards, about 4.5 yards, we'll call it, to go. And once again, Hillsboro stares over, completely befuddled as to what play to call, and the time ticks away.
Nose of the football just shy of the 45-yard line. They'll go with the full eye again. 3-man backfield behind the quarterback, Reynolds. And they'll give it second man through. Savate looks like again, and he'll pound his way forward across that 45 up to shy of the 50. Going to be shy of the first down.
Now you're shy of the 50. You would think this would be a punt, but we have been fooled tonight more than once on this occasion. We're now down to under 45 seconds to go.
4th down and 3, and the Hilltoppers, nothing fancy so far on this drive, just 3 men in the backfield right between the tackles, and
they're going to go for it here.
They're going to continue to just pound it at this Roxana defense. Looks like this time Reynolds from the shotgun.
What a time for a stop here for the Shells.
Now timeout. Maybe they were trying to draw the Shells offside, so they'll head to the sidelines with 20.9 seconds left here in the third quarter. We'll take a break and be back after this. Hilltoppers over the Shells, 14-12. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
I'll grab the birthday cake. You bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
Back in Roxana, the Hilltoppers going to punt it away. The Shells with some pressure and a big roll for the Hilltoppers on this punt. Down inside the 20-yard line, down inside the 15, it looks like. And the Shells going to be deep in their own end with 11.5 ticks left here in the third quarter. But 4 and out for the Hilltoppers, and the
40-yard punt.
Wanted to get that Hilltopper defense back on the field, as we've seen them a bit gassed on the last Shell drive.
Yes, well, the Roxana Shells offense may be gassed now too, and they need to get back out there and move it along. Not a whole lot of time left in this game. It's beginning to tick away. You think, oh, it's only 2 points. They can do that. But this has been such a defensive struggle, you don't know.
Shells having some success on the last drive, getting outside with Cherry. We'll see what they do deep in their own end here at the 15.
They've used motion on almost every play, and again.
And in motion is Cherry, and he'll take it around the end. There's Lentz, though, to slow him down at near the 20-yard line. Looks like he's not going to get much there.
In fact, that's the end of the half. Or the end of the quarter, rather, I should say.
End of the third quarter, 14-12 in favor of the Hilltoppers. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
End around attempt by the Shells, and they're set up at 2nd and 10 as Hartnett will hand it off, and it's the reverse that's going to get the first down for the Roxana Shells, and a great fake that time by Hartnett as he had the entire defense headed left, and coming back this way was a split in for the Shells, and now it looks like they've got Hawkins down on the field.
Yeah, Hawkins in a great misdirection, fooled everybody, including yours truly, and he was able to get back, but he is going to pay a price here, as it looks like he's got himself probably worse than a cramp. He looks to be in an awful lot of pain here. He did pick up the first down. The Shells will move the chains, and they will advance the ball, and it looks like they'll be starting at the 28-yard line as they move ahead, but he's down and hurt pretty badly, it looks like.
You walk onto this campus and it feels as though you're at an Ivy League institution.
It is cultured in so many ways. You would never know that it is a 2-year college.
This place is truly amazing. I love going to school here.
It is definitely not like any other community college.
If you're looking for a way for your life to change, then Lewis and Clark is the place for you to be.
Stiff cramp as he hung out on the field there for a while, but he's off on the sideline, still walking around on his leg, so it's looking better for Jordan Hawkins. Now the Shells at the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. And it looks like Cherry going to try to get around the end. They'll stretch him out again, maybe picks up a half a yard as he gets near the sidelines, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
They went to the well one too many times with that, and I think they're beginning to get wise to Cherry. I've noticed that the Hilltoppers are starting to spread out the defense more, pulling back out of that 8-man in the box, more so toward a nickel package, and as they do that, they're able to catch those end arounds a little bit better.
Hartnett over the sidelines has the play as he jogs back to the huddle. And here come the Shells to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 from the 29. Receiver split wide left. Hartnett sends a man in motion, and he's going to roll out to the left side. Looks like he's going to tuck it away and try and run. Tries to get around the end, and unable to do that. Back to about the line of scrimmage to bring up 3rd down.
In fact, you might even lose a yard on that. Let's see where they spot it at. Now they'll give him a generous spot. And you're right, back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that. Hartnett not showing very fleet of foot at all tonight. But again, now here we are. Situation again. Got to throw a pass and got to be able to make a connection on that. If the Shells can't do this, it's going to be a long, long year. If they cannot throw a pass for more than about 2 to 3 yards. I mean, they've got 2 passes completed tonight. 1 for 9 yards, 1 for 3 yards.
Hartnett sends a man in motion, going to hand it off up the middle. No running room there. A loss on the play of a couple, and that's going to bring up 4th down as Jordan Hawkins still on the sidelines for the Shells, working
up the middle,
working that calf out, and we'll see if he's able to get back in there. But you could definitely tell they missed Jordan Hawkins once he was out of the ball game.
Holy mackerel, 4th down, and they're going to go for it here, or are we going to set up for a punt? We've got a punt set up. Okay.
4th down and 10 from the 29.
Shells look completely discombobulated. They don't know what they're doing.
Punter not very deep, and they're going to need a timeout.
Exactly right. Shoot.
Shells take a timeout at the 9:06 mark of quarter number 4, trailing the Hilltoppers 14-12. We'll be back after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Halpin Music Company is so much more than just a music products retailer. We do have great products at great prices, but we've been long known for our exceptional customer service, our friendly sales staff, and highly trained, experienced repair technicians. We have great and talented music instructors, students young and old alike, all age groups. So I invite you to come to Halpin Music Company and experience the Halpin Music Company difference.
Back in Roxana, Dennis Laird alongside Dave Kibler as the Shells will punt it away, and it'll go out of bounds down near the Hilltoppers' 40-yard line, so no return as the Shells kick it out of bounds, and the Hilltoppers going to have good field position here with 9:01 on the clock in the fourth quarter, and ever-changing schedule with the lightning and rain in the area, Dave. It looks like the Alton Redbirds will be on live tomorrow afternoon here on the Big Z.
They will indeed. Just got confirmation that it will be Alton and East St. Louis live on the Big Z at 1:30. So that's going to be at 1:30. East Alton, Woodward, Bunker Hill will be on after that, assuming that they can get that game in. They were in a lightning delay earlier in the second quarter.
Reynolds back to throw, has a man downfield and completes it into the defensive backfield of the Shells and all the way down to the 35-yard line, wide open again. Very familiar to a play we've seen earlier where they're able to get that running back deep and out into the flat, and he's able to pick up the first down.
That's going to be 18 yards on that pass completion, a huge pass completion indeed. That is, if you can believe it, that is only the second pass completion of the night for Hillsboro, but boy, they've made them count.
Play just like that one the first time, and they'll hand it off to the second man through, and he'll push the pile forward down to about the 30-yard line, and that'll bring up second down.
That pass was caught by Hilt. I'm going to give him 18 yards on that pass completion. And Hillsboro shows a little new spark, little extra step.
Second down and 5 coming up for the Hilltoppers now as Reynolds climbs under center with that full I formation directly behind him. 3 backs, and they give it to the third man through. He'll work his way over the left side and not get much there as he's pushed back towards the line of scrimmage. A short gain on the play.
It's Hilt again. He's going to move it forward. Actually going to pick up, well, they're going to give him a very generous spot. My goodness, this is going to pick up a 4 on that one. It looked like about 1.5 maybe at the most.
As they had pushed him back, but they give him the forward progress, and that's going to set up third down and 3. 2-yard gain, and Reynolds under center with that full I behind him again. 3 backs in the backfield. They give it to the third man through again. He'll pound his way forward. Looks like he's got enough for the first down, just enough, as he crosses over the 25-yard line.
Going to be Gunnar Lentz on that carry, and he's going to barrel forward for just enough. I'll give him 3 on that. That'll give him another first down.
7:17 on the clock. Hilltoppers driving here, up by 2 over the Roxana Shells, 14-12.
Shells cannot afford to give up that touchdown. Whatever else they do, they cannot afford it because then it would be 2-score game.
Ball at the 24, third man through again. He'll shake and bake his way over the left side and pick up a few. And now it looks like the ball's loose and the Shells have recovered it.
Civitate, number 20, barreled forward, let the ball go just before his knee came down. Down and the Shells have it. What a huge break for Roxana.
Oh, it's a big break, and they've had a few tonight, and it's kept them in this ball game. Now down by 2 with plenty of time left on the clock. 6:56 left to go. The Shells going to be deep in their own end, but a huge fumble by the Hilltoppers to give the Shells a chance.
It's the third time that the Hilltoppers have put the ball on the ground. Twice they've lost them. Civitate had that. All he had to do was tuck it in, but he had it sticking out of his arm, and bad things happen when you don't cherish that football.
From the 18, handoff inside. Jordan Hawkins back on the field, and he pounds it right up the middle. Going to pick up about 4, it looks like, on that play to set up 2nd down and 6.
Nothing fancy about the Roxana offense. 9 plays to Cherry, 3 plays to Kirkpatrick, and 20 carries for Jordan Hawkins, the bulwark of the offense.
And that offense totally different with Hawkins in there. It just puts him in the defense mind that he may get the football, and that gives the Shells a couple options. 6:16 on the clock. As Hartnett going to roll out, he's in trouble. Now heads back toward the line of scrimmage. May have got back to the line of scrimmage to save a loss there.
I thought for a moment he'd called his own number, but that was a busted play. And he did make it back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he did.
Tried to roll out to the right side, and too much pressure from that left side of the defensive line. He had to bail back toward the line of scrimmage.
Just received word that Edwardsville-Collinsville game has also been postponed, so you're listening to the only action in town, folks. This is it.
Some flashes way off into the distance. That's not the refinery.
Yep, just heat lightning.
And here's a man in motion for the Shells. Now whistles blow. And timeout going to be called by Roxana with 5:31 left in this ball game. The Shells will have it 3rd down and 6. When we come back, you're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Set, hit. Protection. Can anyone over there give me protection? Danny, hold it. Put me in, coach. I can offer protection. Set, hit. Not only can I protect the quarterback, I can protect your dreams. Call me, Gerard Fisher, 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Well, so many times with your stalwart, and boy, Jordan's just taking a beating out there today, but what can you do? What you do, and here comes 4th down, and I think we've just about reached the point where we're not going to punt anymore. We're going to have to start going for it at 4:55, maybe not.
Shells look like they're lined up in punt formation at the 4:50 mark, and
Blocked.
this one's blocked. This one's blocked by the Hilltoppers, and they're going to have outstanding field position as they jump on the football right at the block, and they'll take over.
Garrett Stritzel, number 51, just came in unmolested and just put his bits up and said, "Oh, thank you." Boom.
And the ball at the 20-yard line for the Hilltoppers, 1st and 10.
The kicking game has killed the Shells tonight with short kicks, short kickoffs, and now a blocked punt, and that may be the icing on the cake.
4:46 still to go. The Shells defense going to have to come up big now.
Update on the CM Mount Zion game, 34-0 for Mount Zion up in Decatur in the 3rd quarter.
Hilltoppers, full eye, 2nd man through, and not much running room. Stopped at the line of scrimmage, number 20. Savante
again. I have to make up for that mistake that he had earlier with that fumble. Nothing doing there. Hillsboro doesn't care about nothing doing right now. I mean, they'd like to score, but they just know that the clock is their friend with 4:20 and counting to go.
Taking their time in the huddle as they come to the line of scrimmage. Not moving quickly out there now. You can see they're drained.
They're drained, but they have no reason to move quickly. They want to drain every last second off that play clock that they can.
Full eye again. Reynolds going to try to roll out this time, and he's going to be stopped for a loss. Back near the, looks like he's going to lunge forward to get back to the line of scrimmage and bring up 3rd down.
He'll actually pick up 1 on that play. We'll give him 1 yard gain on that, but
surge at the last second there to get that half a yard or so.
Special teams so important in these games, and that block punt is just an absolute backbreaker for the Shells. Really, really hurts them. Here they are, close, 14-12, right in this game with the Hilltoppers, and then that block punt just creeps up and hurts them badly.
They stand at the line of scrimmage to the Hilltoppers as Reynolds not far from the sidelines, and now
timeout.
They'll let the clock roll down as far as they can before taking a timeout at the 3:20 mark. Here in the fourth quarter, they'll have 3rd down and 9. When we come back, you're listening to Big Z Radio Sport.
Can you add beauty to your home and cut energy costs? You can with new Eagle Series Gold Collection windows from Eagle Home Improvement. The experts at Eagle will custom fit Gold Collection windows into your existing window openings to save time and money. Gold Collection windows will give your home a dramatic new look while saving energy. And all Eagle Gold Collection Series windows come with a lifetime limited warranty. Eagle Home Improvement, 259-2500, where integrity counts.
A handoff over the right side, and now, no, it's a keeper. He'll get around the end and pick up some positive yardage down near the 10-yard line. A good fake that time inside the line of scrimmage, and that's the first time we've seen the Hilltoppers get around the corner tonight.
Actually, that was Lentz that got around there and did that. We've got a player down, number 63.
Definitely a cramp as one of his teammates trying to work it out for him.
That's Dylan Hartman, who had that huge play earlier in the game, scored a touchdown, 7-12 in the third. They'll work that out for him, and we'll have yet another delay.
But they did get
Stay tuned. Listen to the Big Z in the morning. Always listen to Dennis's show in the morning, 6
That's
to 9,
right.
the comedy show, of course.
Reynolds under center, and he'll hand it off to the first man through. He'll push the pile forward towards the 5-yard line, but not much there. 2nd down coming up for the Hilltoppers.
Once again, Civitate with that. He'll move it. He'll move it just about 2 yards.
The big story tomorrow on the comedy show, Mike, the headless chicken.
Be there. Aloha.
The story of a chicken who lived with its head cut off for nearly 18 months.
Hard to believe. Strange but true.
Strange but true. The anniversary tomorrow on the comedy show. Here's Reynolds under center. 2nd man through. That's Savante. He's stacked up, and this Shells defense still going and churning late in this ball game at the 2:05 mark. Now timeout
Roxana.
On the field.
Yeah.
The Shells going to take the timeout with 2:05 left to go in this ball game. They trail by 2, 14-12 to the Hillsboro Hilltoppers. They're trying to improve to 3-0 on the season. The Shells looking for their first victory of the season in this game. Much closer for the Shells than they've had so far this season. Coming into this one, we talked about it, being outscored 123-18.
Well, we knew Hillsboro wasn't that good at 94-0, that they outscored their 2 points. We knew Roxana wasn't that bad. This game proves the point. 14-12, more like what we would expect. I personally would have expected a lot more out of Roxana tonight. I really thought that they would come in here, fired up, home opener, brand new press box, brand new food court, and just really, be energized by this fan base. I'm sorry to say it just hadn't happened.
3rd down and 4. They're only down by 2, and a stop here could give them a chance, but not much time left on the clock. 2:05.
They'd have a long field to make up. They need to make a stop here, maybe a fumble and a return.
Here's a handoff. 2nd man through. Savante nowhere to go again. As the Shells, and the ball pops loose there late. I think they're going to call him down.
They'll call him down by forward progress stoppage.
So that'll bring up 4th down. The clock will roll.
Shells are out of timeouts now.
Looks like they're going to have about, if they make a stop, about a minute to go in this one. If the Shells can make a stop here. 4th down and 2 for the Hilltoppers.
Hilltoppers will use every last second of that play clock down to 12.
Ball on the 4-yard line.
Touchdown here ends it crushing defeat for the Roxana Shells.
Defense
they need to stop them holding.
Been solid for the Shells, but a tough one tonight. Here's Reynolds trying to get outside. Reynolds going to push his way into the end zone, and that'll seal the deal for the Hilltoppers. Hit at about the 2 and then pushed his way forward into the end zone. A 4-yard run for Reynolds at the 1:13 mark here late in the fourth quarter.
That was all Reynolds. He had no hole, nowhere to go. He bobbed his way outside, found the slightest gap opening, and just drug a tackler along. And that is that.
And the Hilltoppers will set up for the extra point now, leading 20-12 over the Roxana Shells. Here's a kick, a low kick that goes under the upright. That doesn't count for anything. Leaves the score at 20-12 with 1:13 to go in this one. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Calc Institute of Technology is working for you with career programs for today's jobs. As a career student, you can expect a welcoming atmosphere with exceptional personal service, small classes with one-on-one attention, a set class schedule, and short-term programs that will get you into the workforce quickly. Calc has 2 locations for your convenience located in both Alton and Fairview Heights. For more information, visit Calc online at www.calc.edu.
Back at Roxana High School, Dennis Laird alongside Dave Kibler, and the wind finally knocked out of the Shells' sail. They hung into this one till the last 1:13, and finally the Hilltopper is able to make that lead now 20-12.
They need a run back.
As the
They've got one! He's gone!
And here he goes. He's going to be stopped, though, and that's Carey. Carey all the way down to the 35-yard line.
That is a boost for the Shells. The last man there to get him was number 84, Jordan Gregg, again making the tackle for them. The Shells have about a minute left, and they've got 35 yards to go. They need a touchdown. They need a 2-point conversion.
They have not given up yet. Shells have fought all night long.
In the immortal words of Kahn, oh, the game's not over yet, Kirk.
Minute 4 left to go in this one.
Now's the time. If you're not going to pass, now's the time, maybe a double reverse to try and punch it in one play.
Hilltopper 35-yard line. The Shells 1st and 10. Hartnett rolling out right, going long down the sidelines, and nobody there. Overthrown, out of bounds. That'll bring up 2nd down with a minute to go.
Hartnett's only completed 3 passes so far in this game, and he's had, 24 yards total for those passes. That play just looked discombobulated. They're going to have to go upstairs because right now you got a problem. Right now we've got a problem because they've got nowhere to go. Really, they've got no timeouts left. They'll have to go outside or passing play and then hustle back.
Minute to go. 2nd down and 10 from the Hilltopper 35, and they're going to hand it off to the big man. Hawkins tries to cut back, and that sloppy turf takes him down.
Did it again. Did it again to Hawkins. I don't know how
have to hurry
to do this. They're run out of time here.
Hartnett trying to get his troops set. Down to 40 seconds. Dropping back, rolling right. In trouble, pressured, and he is going to get the pass away, and it looks like it's going to be picked off by the Hilltoppers. We'll see if they call him down before he let it go. Nope, it's an interception.
Yes.
Hilltoppers football, and that leaves 30 seconds on the clock. Hartnett trying to make something out of nothing there as he was pressured and tried to get that pass off. Probably better off just taking the sack and seeing if they could get one more play off, but at any rate, only 30 seconds left in this ball game, and you know, at that situation, Hartnett's got to make something out of nothing, and he tried, but the ball picked off.
Kason Schmecke with that pick off for them. Now they'll go into the prevent mode, and that'll be that.
Going to take a knee, and that'll get the clock running, and that'll be the final play of this ball game. It's going to be a victory for the Hillsboro Hilltoppers as they'll improve to 3-0 as they defeat the Roxana Shells. Their home opener, 20-12, the final score. We'll be back to wrap this one up after this. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.